we talking about? And I am the man with his dick in his hand, the dude with no lube, and the buck who likes to fuck. A-Rah.
The host with the most Facebook posts. The adult male, fresh out on bail. Straight out of jail, California dreaming. When I step on the scene, hear them hoochies screaming. Fiending for money and alcohol, the life of the West Side. Playing where cowards die, and it's all ball.
Bro, what the fuck you talking about?
Pardon me. Petty, hard, away.
What the fuck?
What the fuck are we talking about? The show about what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is What the Fuck Are We Talking About? And I am the man with his dick in his hand, the dude with no lube, and the buck who likes to fuck. A-Rah.
The host with the most Facebook posts. The adult male, fresh out on bail. Straight out of jail, California dreaming. When I step on the scene, hear them hoochies screaming. Fiending for money and alcohol, the life of the West Side. Playing where cowards die, and it's all ball.
Bro, what you talking about?
Check.
Pardon me.
Syphilis.
Petty,
Vagina.
hard, away.
Slow fades.
What the fuck?
Yes, the fucking
What the fuck are we talking about? The show about what the fuck?
What the fuck?
All right. We're in there. Like
swimwear.
fucking the wear that you swim in.
Yes.
Yes, bitch.
Yes. What's up, guys? I'm Aaron. That's
And I'm Petty.
He is. You certainly are.
I am.
You are. It is WTF are we talking about? All one word. Find us on iTunes. Follow us on Facebook.
J-Date.
J-Date. It's
Stitcher,
always on there.
Grindr.
Yeah. Yep. Tinder.
Match.
Yep.
Farmer's Almanac.
Yep. FarmersOnly.com.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Yep. And I think that's it.
And all the other ones.
And all the other ones. Every other one. Watch them. That's where we're going to be on.
We will be there.
Yeah, so we're trying to add a poll right now.
We'll think of a poll
We'll think of a poll.
for you to climb on.
But what the fuck's going on at the mall? Can anybody fill us in on what's going on? I work every Saturday and someone's like, there's a shooting, and then I look on my phone, that sounds good. There's a large police presence at the mall. Like, what the fuck's going on?
People like
Can anybody
shooting.
let me know? That's what I heard. There was a shooting. Can we let me know? Why is it that serious? It's Lehigh Valley Mall. It's a shitty mall. It's
It
a
is.
shit mall.
It is not a good.
It's not good.
No.
It used to be good when fucking Time Out was in there and they had the arcade.
It was good when they had the
And
the fountain,
yeah.
because you used to make a wish in there.
Oh yeah.
That shit
And
was
it
just
never
filled
came
with
true. It
change
was.
at some point then.
But yeah, so the mall sucks anyway. But yeah, what the fuck's going on? I see there's a shooting and people are shooting and there's cops.
You know why? Because people from Allentown go there.
Yeah,
That's why.
it makes sense. It's very Allentown of us
Yeah.
to have a shooting in a mall during a pandemic. It's just right up our alley.
Yeah.
It's like that picture of the camel on fucking what was it, 22 in the snowstorm the one year.
Picture.
I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
how-
there was a fucking
yeah.
a llama or a
Yeah,
camel
whatever.
just
How
running down
Allentown of us. Yeah, so Allentown of us to have a camel out there. Like it's
just running down the highway.
Yep. We're turning into Florida, like where you can type in, whatever in Florida, and it comes up something crazy.
Yeah, Florida man.
Yeah, Florida man or whatever. You can
And
put
then anything.
Allentown man's gonna turn into that eventually. Or Allentown people, Allentonians.
Yeah. There is a strange connection between Florida and Allentown too, and
Yeah.
you know what that connection is? Hispanics.
Oh, you didn't even let me answer. I was gonna say Hispanics anyway. Yeah. Everybody just comes to PA. Nobody in PA is from PA. Everybody says they're from somewhere else.
Yeah, that's because everybody's fleeing
Yeah.
all the other places
Yeah.
to come here because it's cheaper.
Like I don't really like. I'm not. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care where you're from. Where do you live in Allentown? Okay, you're from Allentown. Okay, whatever. You were from whatever.
I care. Get out of here. Go back.
Yeah, go back to where you came.
We should build a wall.
Build a wall around Allentown.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, like a fortress with
yeah.
a moat.
With a moat.
Yeah.
Moats are, dude. They're slept on.
And we can get crocodiles from Florida.
They're super slept on. They are.
They are.
Because like, even if you want to be smart and like throw down a quick bridge real quick, whoever's garden is gonna see it coming. They're gonna. You're gonna see it coming. The moat is super slept on. Millie Rock, what it is? Militant foot soldier.
Okay.
It's Millie. That's
Okay.
my boy. Yeah.
Hey.
That's what I call him. Militant.
Hey.
Militant foot soldier.
But yeah, I want a moat in my house.
Yo, super slept on.
Keep rascals out.
Why did they? And you put gators in them, like
Yeah.
super smart. Like, why do people not have moats anymore? That's really good defense.
You need them.
For real.
And a drawbridge
Yo.
to get over the moat.
Yeah.
Because you can't just like have like a inlet there.
Nah, you
Because
gotta
then
have
like just anybody can come
yeah.
through then.
Nah, you need a drawbridge.
You do away with the purpose of your moat if you leave don't have a drawbridge.
Yeah. I think my only argument for like castles is like
They're all awesome.
they are, but they did like a lot of them aren't here anymore. Some of them are still standing, but there's a
Is there
lot.
a castle in America? Like a legit one. I know they have that one in
No.
Dolestown. That's like I went to it. It's like a bullshit like chutes and
Yeah,
ladders
I mean,
type thing.
come on, we won't even admit like we
Talk about
found
a real
we
castle.
found rune stones and structures that were built in like the 1400s, and we won't even admit that because we're like, nah. I mean, Columbus found America. Like, you know how we are in this country. We're fucking super ignorant. We don't believe anything. But I think that there is.
I don't believe anything.
I know you don't. But I think that there are some older structures. Like they showed this one structure. I think it's in like I want to say it's up north somewhere, like maybe New Hampshire or Massachusetts or something. But they don't know when it was built. Like it's just always been in this town, and like they have these pictures of like a long time ago in this town, and it was still there, and like they don't know how long it's been there. But their guess is it was built around the 1400s.
What happens if your drawbridge malfunctions? It doesn't. It never malfunctions because it's made of wood.
The other thing, bro, it's super simple. Like we oversimplify everything.
Wood and rope.
If you're if you're to the
And
point where
pulleys.
if you're the point where you have a moat with gators in it and a drawbridge, you got dudes that are gonna lower the bridge for you.
Right.
All you need are 2 ropes and a pulley system. Like, yo, asshole and asshole, lower that shit. And then when it's done, hey, same asshole and asshole,
Put it up.
Bring it back up. Like super easy. But that's if you got moat money and drawbridge money.
Yeah, you got to have 2 people stand and watch all the time.
Yeah,
because
more than that.
then you can never get back in. Once your drawbridge is
That's
up,
true. Like if someone's sleeping or like you go
and
somewhere,
then you just got
yeah.
the walls, so you got to be like, hey, I'm home.
I'm here.
I'm in.
Someone open the door, please.
No.
That's true. So then you got to learn how to pole vault.
Yeah, you do.
Easy. Pole vault right over that shit.
It's-
And don't fuck up because there's gators in the moat.
There is. You don't want to fuck that
Maybe
up.
piranhas too.
You definitely
Why
need
not?
piranhas
Hell
or
yeah.
some barracudas.
Can they get along, right?
Barracuda.
They get along, right?
Barracudas and piranhas?
Nah, piranhas and alligators.
No, they probably don't.
Could you do that? Could you like legit get a moat and put all different kinds of like dangerous fucking sea creatures?
It's probably
like
bad. You
a couple
can.
sharks.
You can do
All
it.
right, few gators, maybe some jellyfish. Them shits are fucked up. They'll fuck you up. Someone's got to pee on you to make it stop stinging. That's fucked up.
I do that without being stung, though.
You just go full R. Kelly.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do it,
I pretend they were stung.
yeah. Ow! Please, someone pee on me. It hurts so bad. Thank you. Feels better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the difference between
Alright.
a lima bean and a chickpea?
No.
Doesn't cost $50 for somebody to lima bean on me.
All right. Oh, that was a good dad joke. That was good. But yeah, yo, you're right, man. A fucking moat.
We don't have
drawbridge,
castles.
Castles.
Like I was saying, I went to that one in Doylestown. Is that how you say it?
Doylestown.
Doyles.
I guess.
Doylestown. It's like people say Bethlehem.
Bethlehem.
Instead of Bethlehem.
It's Bethlehem.
If you live here, it's Doylestown.
Yeah.
So I went to that like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And that's just like chutes and ladders made by what's his face that used to have the tile company. He did the tiles that are in the bank.
Come on, guys. The tile company.
In the Allentown Bank. You know, you see all them little tiles that are.
Yeah.
You once you see them, you know, you'll be like, oh, I see these tiles all the time. But they were that guy's. I forget his name all the time, but he made that castle. But it's all like uneven and shit. And like, I think I've been to a real castle before in Germany.
Yeah.
And like, they knew what they were doing as far as like
Yeah,
leveling goes.
That's where like actual old buildings are because we didn't really start building shit until
in Europe.
Yeah, like the 1800s, you know. We didn't really start
so they
making
take you
buildings.
through
Like,
this
they already
castle.
had fucking castles back then and shit.
Yeah, they
like,
take you through this castle and all of the floors all are uneven. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure 100 years ago, they knew about leveling.
Yeah.
There was a footprint in the concrete still from when they made it.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, who did that?
That's shoddy
That's
craftsmanship.
it's just like,
it is. It's poor craftsmanship.
you guys who were your slaves?
Yeah. Why did the free labor not do any better?
Right.
God damn it.
Well, that's why they didn't have slaves do like important stuff, like building a building. Because you needed you have to have comprehension of like measurements and shit. You have to be like precise. It's not just like picking fruit and shit. You know?
You know? I can't build shit anyway, so I don't know how I respond.
Building shit's no joke. You have to be on point, or else like your castle's uneven with footprints in it.
Yeah, or you step in wet concrete. Just it'll
It'll
be fine.
Yeah, or your shit just collapses because it's fucked up.
Right.
You don't want that to happen.
It could be the ground they're on too, man. Like we're in a I don't know if Doylestown's in a valley, but like our ground sucks. There's everywhere there's sinkholes and shitty ground.
I don't think that was the reason though.
You know, it could be.
I don't believe it. I think that guy was just a psychopath.
And just a shitty builder.
Just a crazy man.
Yeah.
And he still made the castle.
Were a lot of his tiles in the castle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all that. Like he's a crazy guy.
Right.
He died of like syphilis or something.
I mean, if you're gonna go out.
Yeah. The whole shit has like pulley systems with like for the slaves and the servants to like give you your food. So like from the kitchen.
Oh, there's a room.
Give you your food.
Yeah.
And that little like a laundry chute
type
deal.
Yeah. There was it's probably still in there, I would assume, but when I worked at Dorney Park, I think it's a Chicky and Pete's now, but it used to be like a country themed restaurant. And there was a dumbwaiter there because there was 2 floors. So when they had
there was
people,
a dumbwaiter?
That's what it's called, a dumbwaiter.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a dumbwaiter.
I thought you were calling the waiter dumb.
No. They were kind of dumb, but we had a dumbwaiter. But so we only used it when I worked there one time. Miss Pennsylvania came.
That was
like
the name?
First name Miss, last name Pennsylvania. Yeah, she wasn't anybody special, but she wouldn't have sit upstairs. But no, she had like a whole fucking
what a
entourage.
Coincidence
with
she
her.
like lived here.
Yeah, I know, right? It'd be weird if we were in Kentucky.
Right.
But she sat upstairs, and we used it for the food. And I don't remember if it was a pulley system or a button. I don't remember.
It's probably a button.
I would assume so. But it was. I mean, I worked there when I was 14, so it was a long time ago.
I use a pulley system for whacking off.
That'd be an interesting concept to just constantly pull and just it. I mean.
Yeah, I don't. Like
I'd buy it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying make it so I can buy it, but I'd buy it.
You would.
So make it, but I won't. I mean, I wouldn't buy it for it, but I'd buy it.
You know what I call a whacking off pulley system? Whatever the Asian place is called.
Damn, I thought you had a good name.
No, I don't. I was trying. Whatever the
I was
massage
waiting. You're like,
nail salon.
fuck.
I was trying to conjure something up. It didn't come. Doo-doom. That one came though.
So how'd you do week 1 in fantasy?
I fulfilled it.
Did you?
My fantasy.
Yeah.
130 points.
So you won?
No,
Okay.
lost.
Yeah. I lost it.
I was wishing that I played you instead,
Yeah.
because then I would have won.
I got fucked, man. Like my quarterback didn't do well. Both my receivers didn't do well.
Who'd you have? Gardner Minshew?
No, Drew Brees.
Yeah.
He didn't do so hot. And then Mike Evans. I think he had one.
He had a
catch.
touchdown.
Yeah, that was it. The 7-yard touchdown, one catch. It was like
Yeah.
7 points or 8 points, whatever he got him. And Odell Beckham had 5 points, I believe.
God
and,
damn.
Yeah.
Yo, he fell off, bro.
Yeah. He got me 20 points, almost 20 points on Thursday night. So he got me more than projected. So far I'm sitting good.
He had
But-
5-yard catch with 20 points.
No, that was week 1. He played Thursday night. The Browns did.
Oh, just this Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He had
forgot.
7 catches and a touchdown. So I got good points with him. So my other league, my team's solid. Nobody performed. What's his name? Cooper, I think he is, or Hooper, the tight end. He's my tight
Yeah,
end.
Hooper?
Yeah,
On the
yeah.
Falcons?
Yeah. He doesn't do it. You know what he does? He'll get you 4 points, 5 points, and then he'll get like a 30-point game, and then 4
And then
points
2
and 5.
points.
Fuck, man. Like,
I
he's
hate them
fucking me
guys.
here. Yeah, so I don't know. man.
Goddamn whites.
Yeah. Be more consistent.
I know. Why don't we just play like we're like just dedicated to the tight end position anymore? The whites.
But I
I think it's racist to call the white players tight ends. Like we got small tight asses.
what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
Active shooter at the Lehigh Valley Mall right now. So
You
that's
guys
what it
have-
is? Are you serious? Goddamn.
Still?
See, I was just asking about that, Lou. He lives in Florida, so he's fortunate. He moved out of here. He was smart. He was one of the
Shit.
smart ones.
Yeah.
But again, the Florida connection. He went
Yeah.
to Florida. What the fuck's going on?
And he's an Asian.
No, he's not. He's white.
It's Lang.
Nah.
Lou Lang. That's an Asian name.
It's Louis Lang, and he's
Okay.
white.
Well, he's impersonating a Chinaman.
It's kind of racist, bro.
It is. That's how the
Yeah,
country's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. It's right here in my feels.
Right.
Right here.
Some good old fashioned just racism. Just get into it,
Yeah, what
man.
the fuck's going on,
Get into
man?
your roots, bro.
Why at the mall? We already went over this. It's a shitty mall. Not that any mall's like
'Cause
that's a
that's-
good mall for shooting, but like, what? Why that mall?
Because
Why
that's where people
Allentown?
see each other.
Not really.
People are gonna shoot wherever they see each other.
But there's not that many people there. Like
I know,
like
but
certain
that's-
stores. Like April went to the mall the other
People
day, and she's
have
like,
been-
"Yo, we went into Lunchbox, and like only 2 people can be in here at a time.
This is what happens.
Why be open
I know.
or box lunch? That's what it's called. But
But
either way,
the only things that are still open
Stupid.
are the companies that took the bailout money, so they're still open
Yeah.
because they scammed the system to stay open.
Mhm.
But outside of that, what's happening is people have problems with each other for a long time, and they've been cooped up in the house for 5 months.
yeah.
Now you go out and you finally see each other. Wherever they see them, they're gonna shoot them.
But why? Like,
Just because that's where they see each other. There
but why
wasn't
right to go and why shoot them up right away?
because they usually shoot each other, like on the block or at fucking
it's
Music
dumb.
Fest where everybody's at,
What happened
or
to, like-
or the
I
fair,
don't get it.
or outside the
don't get
fair. Like wherever there's a large gathering of people, people will get shot outside of that area. You know what I mean?
I
Like
know.
just because that's where
It's just
people
stupid.
congregate. So now they see each other in the mall
It's stupid.
because that's where the people go.
I'm curious. I'm gonna start looking at this shit to see what the fuck's going on.
And they don't have too many other things to go. Have you noticed how there's no more terror attacks?
Well, we'll see. I mean, who knows? We'll see what they say about this. It could be.
It's not an Arab person. There's not going to be any info on it yet.
Yeah.
I already
Let me
seen
check
people
the
going
VFD.
live and
Local shit. You know what I'm saying? Look up the
Sylvia
local
says, "Hi,
news here.
Aaron. Missed you." She was at
Hello, missed you, love.
the WAMs.
Yeah, I got out of work late. My job can't. We're just fucking so busy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's a good thing, but like, what the
Right.
fuck? Super busy. I can't find anything about it. So.
Nah, you'll find out something tomorrow.
I guess.
There was
But-
that one. There was another shooting the other day, early last week or something, where some like little girl got shot in the face
Yeah.
at like 12 a.m. because she opened her door.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't open your door at 12 a.m. Somebody like knocks.
I mean, but you should be able to. You know.
I mean, you could.
I think actually what you should really.
You're like
say
really
is,
far away from your microphone right now.
Don't shoot people in the face. Thank you. Don't shoot people in the face.
Well,
when
yeah,
they open
that's
the door.
rule. That's rule number one.
Yeah, I think that should be the focus there. Like, I mean, she's cool with answering the door. I mean, I would answer the door if someone knocked at it. But I also would hope to not get shot in the face.
Yeah.
It's a shitty consequence for opening
If somebody's
the door.
knocking at your door at midnight or around that time, you just have to answer the door with the weapon, and like not like let your daughter answer the door
Right.
at that time.
Maybe she was like, "Who is it?" And they were like, "So and so." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then like, bang.
Yeah.
You know.
And then the news report said like the suspect may have been wearing a mask.
Huh.
No way. It's almost like you guys promoted mask wearing, so you can't ID shooters.
That's true.
Fucking retards.
I will say it is hard to tell somebody's face. Like if you know somebody and they have a mask on, you can tell it's them sort of. But like when you see somebody with a mask on and then they take it off, I'm kind of like surprised what I see.
Yeah.
Are you sometimes? Like do you ever see that? Like
I can barely tell somebody without a mask on if I haven't seen them in a long time. I'm just like, is that who I think it is?
Really? I've noticed a few people since the whole fucking mask thing with their mask on. And I thought about like, wow, it's kind of cool that I can still recognize them. But then there are people like at like my store, like if someone comes in and orders food and like I'm looking at them with a mask on and then they take their mask off, I'm like, oh, I didn't expect them to look like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird. Like, but I guess covering 3/4 of your face will do that to you.
I'm gonna come into your store. I'm gonna cause a ruckus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't throw anybody out if they
I'll
don't
throw a
have a mask.
fit. No, I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna act like you asked me something,
Right. I would. I mean, I'd advise against it.
and I'm gonna call you a racist because I'm black.
I wouldn't do that either.
Because I'm a black man. You refused to serve me, and all I wanted was fried chicken wings.
And you ain't got none.
Yeah. I'm like, why don't you have? You don't want to serve me chicken wings?
That's fucked up, yo.
What do you-
That'd be a funny ass skit to do. Like go somewhere like, but we don't have wings.
You'd be like, yo, but I'm a strong black male.
You should just give me wings. Like, are you saying you don't want to serve me wings? Why would you say that?
They're like, no, we
That's
don't
fucked up.
have them.
That's not my problem. I ordered wings, and you don't want
Just
to,
don't-
and you don't want to serve them to me. Like, what?
Right.
What did I do to you? I have money. I'll pay for them.
Right.
Like, sir, we don't have wings. Okay, but here's the thing, though. I want wings, and you're not going to serve them to me?
I think we have
A skit in our hands.
a constitutional violation here. Lou Lang said he served me and I'm Asian. See? He's Asian.
Touche.
I'm shooting. My shot percentage is very high. I'm telling you, man.
I stand corrected.
He is a Chinaman.
All right.
Secret Asian man.
That's awesome. That's so cool. It's never fit into a social conversation until today. Fuck. Fucking mic drop. That's great.
Yeah. You know.
You know. Yeah, so who you guys play tomorrow?
The Falcons. Your boy.
Huh.
Your boy Hooper.
Well, I got Julio, too.
Iglesias.
Yep. And Jones.
I didn't know
Iglesias is not performing well. Jones did really good, and
Yeah.
I expect more
You
of
should
that
put
out of him.
Iglesias on the bench.
I did sit him this week.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson last week. He didn't get me any points, believe it or not.
No.
No.
Fucking bum.
Yeah.
Why is he still
Bum.
playing?
Yeah, I know. What a bum. Yeah, so the bench he goes.
People aren't named Julio really anymore.
Nope. It's July in Spanish.
Why not?
My boy Julio Flores. I used to call him July Flowers. That's his name in Spanish.
Yeah, it is. That's a stupid name.
I mean, if your name was July Flowers, it would be stupid, but
It's still, even in their language, that's still the word.
Julio, he watches sometimes. You're my boy Julio. We're good.
He might
Your
be a
name's
cool
alright.
guy.
He is.
But it's a stupid
I like his name. It's a cool name. July's not a terrible name. Yeah, it is. You're right.
I mean, Jews do lie.
It's awful. It's really bad.
Jew lie? Jews do lie.
That's true. So now it's factual.
So I like the name.
Now I'm starting to like it.
But the flowers part, I don't know about. I'm skeptical about the flowers. I just think it's a dumb name to have. It's like if your name was like a chair carpet or like September carpets.
Chair carpet.
Just pick a
Chair
Just
carpet.
pick another month and an object.
Chair carpet.
This is my friend Chair September Chairs
I really looked into changing my last name legally
to DeShort.
to Awesome.
Yeah,
So we could be the Awesome family.
yeah.
All right, and I can introduce my kids. This is Carter Awesome and Aubrey Awesome. This is my wife.
You should make it more of like a sentence.
My last name be a sentence.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
like a run-on sentence.
Like a long ass name that's just like an actual a sentence. But
Yeah.
A name, right? Love to get ahead.
Keep going.
That's not long enough.
No. You need like a comma in there. Nobody has a comma in their name anymore.
I've never seen a comma. I've seen a hyphen or an apostrophe or not a hyphen.
If you have a hyphen in your
Yeah,
name,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
homosexual.
Yeah. So 2 names is a no-go, like Ashley Kate.
Yeah, if you have a hyphenate name,
Right.
that means your father was a homo.
Or indecisive.
Or you are a homo.
Or also indecisive.
No.
No. Nope, that's not it.
Indecisive means you probably whacked off a dude once.
This one.
Like your wife has to take your name.
Yeah. Sure.
If not, what are you doing? What are you even getting married for?
Yeah. It's the only reason I got
Fucking
married.
tax break?
That's nothing against my wife. I love her to death, but like I was
To
gonna
change her name?
yeah.
That's the only reason you got married
no,
to
she
change
wanted
your name?
she wanted to have my last name. No, she wanted to have my last name.
No, that's fine. I'm just saying. I
Yeah.
thought it was funny.
Yeah.
It's the only reason I got married,
yeah.
just to change her last name.
Yeah, because we're not religious, so it's not like I was like, I need to know that me, you, and God are one. Like, no, it's not none of that shit.
You should be.
She just wants to know that we're gonna be together forever, and
Right.
she wanted my last name, and I was like, I respect
just
that.
a-
Like,
it's
and
just
that's
a
the best
man
thing I ever
thing.
did. I'm
Like-
happy I did it.
It doesn't
10 years next
necessarily-
month. Let's
Yeah.
go.
It doesn't
Let's
necessarily
go.
have to be about God or anything. It should, but
It is because you need
It's to-
you need.
it's about carrying on, passing on the name.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah,
family
that's what she
name.
wanted to do. But that's why I was thinking about changing my name anyway. I love my dad, but like my last name isn't anything. Like it's just
You're not attached to it.
no, because like my last name isn't my birth father's, and that's not a
Right.
knock on my dad at all. But like my situation is different than most.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's complicated to even.
You just want to
say.
start a new thing.
Yeah, I'm not going to. You know,
It's too late.
But it is.
You already
It's-
started.
I'm already there, so it's fine. But yeah, my situation was different. But it's a lot of work. You have to like pay for a new social security card.
You
have
got
to
to get a sex change.
You don't have to. It's optional. I would do it, but it's optional. You don't
Right.
have to. But I would recommend it. But yeah, there's a lot of shit involved. So I was like, let's just not do that. Let's just keep it the way it is. It's free and there's no work involved.
And you get to keep your dick.
And the dick's there. It's not going anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Yep.
With a microscope.
It looks big under a microscope.
It does. I can't lie.
Saying.
Can't even lie.
Just saying, guys. Just saying.
Right.
Just saying.
It's there.
Yeah. So what the fuck, yo? Did you harp on anybody about not wanting to play poker?
I play the harp and poker.
And-
Sometimes I play the harp while playing
What you
poker.
should do is play the harp while playing poker,
Mm-hmm.
harping on them about not playing poker.
Absolutely.
There you go.
That is what I call the song that I sing while I'm doing it.
I'm gonna play the harp while I play poker and harp on you about not playing poker. What's good?
Yeah.
But seriously, what the fuck, man? I want to play some. I want to play some poker. I want to throw some chips. I want to play cards. I want to watch people fight
I know.
and hang
People
out.
fight? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
because we watch UFC every time.
got
I mean,
you.
Yeah.
I thought you were thinking about like an actual
Yeah. No.
somebody fighting in front of you.
I'll fight Jimmy.
We should fight Jimmy.
We should.
We should just murder him.
I don't know about murder.
Then he's not there anymore.
on the edge of death.
Like
Near death.
Very, very
We'll
near.
give him the near death experience.
He should. He should always be on the verge of a near-death experience.
Oh shit.
We should always beat him within an inch of his
An
life
inch of your life.
until there's
That's such a
Not so many
serious
inches.
thing to say to somebody.
Yeah.
If you have to say that for real to somebody, they slighted you some way or pissed you off in a way that you got. That's crazy.
Can you get those inches back?
Yeah, that's true. If you're all, are you just gonna be an inch from death forever now?
Right.
Like, like I feel good, but like someone could go like this. and
Oh, you're like, ah, shit, you pushed me over to
Yeah,
the
I'm fucking
inch.
dead now. Yeah.
Fuck.
That's crazy.
But Jimmy should be that close to death.
Yeah, but anyway, so Jimmy, yeah.
Constantly. Ever since I kind of won, people are scared, I think.
That's what you think it is?
Yeah, especially Jimmy.
Well, I won the time before that.
I think he
so-
feels very inferior now because he did marry into a family of practicing Judaism. So
I
he
don't
might
think they're practicing. Why is it called practicing anyway? If you do it
Like
all
if
the
they're
time, you're not
religious,
practicing.
yeah.
You're doing it.
if they're not practicing that, they're just liars.
Yep. That's where they're at. That's where I think they're at. I think if you ask them that, they go, "Yeah, that's where we are. That we're that. That's us."
Yeah.
Yep. That's cool.
It's like saying you're a Christian and you're just like, I just never go to
Right.
church ever.
Right.
And like, I don't really believe in Jesus either.
but I'm a
a Christian.
Yeah.
And you're like, huh?
Yep.
Well, then what do you do?
That shows your thought process in people that they say something so.
And you're like, oh, no, I'm Jewish
Yeah.
though. And you're like, but you don't believe in God. Yeah, no, but I believe in like banking.
Yeah, I have money, so here we are.
But that's how they do it. You know?
Yo.
I don't know what else is happening.
So Ruth Bader Ginsburg died yesterday.
She did. I think she's
Yeah.
been dead for like over a year.
Yeah. They're just finally like, look, we can't keep this charade
Yeah.
up anymore. Let's just...
Nobody's seen her in like a year
Yeah.
or so. When's the last time you seen her?
I don't know.
You didn't know she was alive till yesterday.
No, I knew she was still alive. I did.
You knew she was dead for like a year?
No, I knew she was still alive.
Okay.
But
But they were saying that she might have been dead like a year ago at least.
I don't know. I don't know why they'd lie about something like that. Why would they just say it?
Because they're liars.
Yeah.
Like people lie. I
Yeah.
had this conversation with Rigo on my other post and shit, like about the moon landing.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, why would they lie though? I'm like, why do people lie? They do.
Yeah. Well, I
They
mean,
just do it.
the motivate. I mean, that's. I would say the motivation to lie there is to be able to say we were the first ones to the moon. We were the first ones to land on the moon and walk the moon.
Well, and it's
There's a lot of motivation to lie.
it's a
about
money
that.
laundering scheme.
NASA is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do some things. They invent the microwave and
Mm-hmm.
shit like that, the internet or something.
Right.
But they'll develop weapons, but they have to do something big to like get $6 million a day.
Right.
So, and then once you make the lie, then you just have to keep it up. You can't just like say the next day like yesterday it was bullshit. Once you put it out there, like you have to keep that lie going, and it's been going a long time. But it's the same.
I've said before, like too, like you really can't unless you were physically there to see it. There's not many ways to prove something to people anymore.
Well, that and they lost all. You talk okay. That and they lost all the data and all the technology, and they say that we can't go back
Back where?
to the moon.
I mean, we could.
Well, they
But,
say
like,
that we can't.
I mean,
Like they say that we can't. It's like not me saying this. They say it.
NASA said that they couldn't take another
Neil
man to the
deGrasse
moon.
Tyson said we can't go.
And what was his reasoning?
He just said we don't have the technology.
Well, we had it already. So if we had it, that means that we still have it.
Okay, well you ask them that.
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. I can't
No,
see a
that's-
smart man like that saying something so asinine.
Because we didn't.
That's like
go.
saying like
why.
you rode a bike when you were in your 20s
And now you can't.
and
you
like
forgot
in
how.
your 60s. Not only that you forgot how, but bikes aren't even. We don't. What's a bike? A
Yeah.
bike. We can't even make bikes anymore.
No.
Not only can we not ride them, can't even make them anymore. I don't know how that makes any sense. They still put stuff out into space. They still have space shuttles, and they still have stuff out in space.
Maybe.
Again, I tend to believe that
NASA said
space.
that. NASA. Yeah, I'm saying NASA said that. NASA said we can't go.
Right.
We're getting like low Earth orbit, they say. And then they keep changing the definition of what space is. So now they're like, oh, the moon's within our atmosphere. They said like earlier this year or something. It's all fucking weird. And then Riga had said something like, oh, we went there. There's no reason to go. We got some rocks and left. And I was like, well, you know those rocks? There's a petrified wood. He's like, nah. And I sent him all the things because they sent some rocks to Britain or something, to the Queen, and they tested it, and it's petrified wood.
I mean, I could easily explain that. Someone could have fucking stolen it and changed it out. Someone working there could have been like, hey, I'm going to steal these moon
Buzz
rocks.
Aldrin sent it.
Yeah, but
to the
then
Queen.
it was there for a while, right?
They lost all the rocks also.
Yeah.
And they lost all the tapes and all the data.
But that's not.
It's just a coincidence that they lost everything about it.
It's not really though.
And
because,
then they
because
say
it happened so long ago
that we can't go back. We lost everything, and now we also can't go
Yeah,
back.
I don't know. There's a lot more to it than that. I think a lot of it's funding too. They don't have the money to do what they did back then. What they did back then in the
There's tons of money.
70s, no.
What do you mean? It has gotten cheaper. Like they supposedly went there with less technology than this phone.
Okay.
This is $1,000. You don't have
Okay.
$1,000,
And you believe that?
That's what they did, supposedly.
Exactly, supposedly. You have eyeballs, right? You mean to tell me that has more technology in it than a giant fucking spaceship that you've seen
Yes.
the inside of, and like you know what goes behind something like that? Like,
Yeah.
come on.
We have
like-
more. We have like 100 times more computing power.
Oh,
than-
sure, but computing power isn't what got them there in the first place. That's not what got
Well,
them
that's
there.
what it's. They don't know how to build a fucking spaceship anymore.
When's the last time we built anything in this country? That's the fucking problem. We can't
I don't
build
believe it.
anything. We can't make our own rocket ships anymore. We're not that fucking smart.
So yeah, they sent that bitch fake moon rocks. That is facts. Yeah, I know. Because there's no moon rocks. They lost them all, and they sent them petrified wood because we didn't go.
So what about
Like,
the other? What about
that's
the
why-
other countries that
that's
said?
why.
So what about the other countries that said they went to the moon?
I don't know.
Russia said they went to the moon. I believe China said they went to the moon.
They're probably both liars too.
So again, you're in the thought process of these countries.
I can only
actually
tell you
didn't-
what
I know.
I've seen about America.
I know.
I don't know about the other ones.
Yeah, I don't know. I could write up a fucking article and make it look super real too about fucking this and that and the
I
third,
think
you know.
I think AI writes all the news articles now. I don't think there's even a person writing them anymore.
It's
Like-
so stupid. When I talk to somebody about that, like I read this article, like, oh well, I mean you read it on the internet, so it has to be fact. Come on, how fucking stupid are we anymore? We're so deep into the woods we can't see the fucking forest. And
If you,
know what I'm
read
saying, like
news
oh,
articles, I say if you read news articles, you're less informed than if you hadn't read
you
it.
just have to know where you're reading your shit from, and then it's all back to the trust thing too, because like. You've even said it. Like I'm like, well, when I look at like for updates for something, like when this whole thing was going on, I always went to the CDC because they're the ones that are like like that's what they do for a living.
Yeah, and they're also liars.
Again, that's like it's just such a weird thing to say. Like who isn't a liar then?
Anymore?
Who can you trust?
I don't know. Nobody anymore.
So that's
really.
the world you think that you want to live in or we live in, that you just can't
mean, we
trust
do,
anybody.
yeah.
We can't trust anybody, and the knowledge that we take in is what we decide in the moment if we're going to believe it or not.
Yeah. You have to either trust yourself to read that information and delineate what you think is valid within it,
Yeah.
or find someone who you think is honest to do it for you. Because if you're just reading the news and you're like, "Oh, that's what happened," you're retarded.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't even know how. So then, if that's the case, then no information going out to anybody at any time is factual in any way.
No, because they don't report facts. They add things. The fucking AI bots are just like writing school reports and shit. You read a news thing and like half of it's like just like fluffing up sentences. Like when you used to have to write a school report,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're like you had to fill like 1,000 words, and you're like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
What? I have to like beef these sentences up.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they do in the news anymore. It's like, what is the relevance of what they just typed to this? Like, I want to know who, what, when, where. Don't give me the why, because then you're inserting your opinion into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need. But that's not what they report. It's all like what's the word I'm thinking of? No, it's kind of like just prepping you. I can't think of the word right now. But it's setting you up to think a certain way about what they're about to tell you.
Right.
They're telling you how to think about what they're going to tell you
Right.
first within the articles. So you can't. It's all fucked.
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm intelligent enough to not read an article that can coax me to think something I don't think, so I think what the article
You've
wants me
read
to
those
think.
things and thunk the things they said to think. Guaranteed.
Unless I felt that, like, I'm not,
We've all been fooled before.
Sure. On a lot of
all
things.
of them.
Oh, a lot of
Yeah.
things. Yeah. And that's the tough part about navigating through this time right now, is being able to say what you really feel about what you believe and what you don't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then you got to deal with the pressures of other people saying like, "Oh, you're a piece of shit for thinking this or that," and then you have to go like, "Well, why do you think what you think?" And then they go, "Meh,"
Yeah.
and
I
you're
know.
like, "What? Why does that make sense?"
Yeah. And what's really fucked up is it's only two topics that it comes down to:
Yeah.
politics and
Jews.
religion.
Ah, shit.
There you go. That's it. It's just those two. You can have a beef. You can have a talk about the.
It's
the
mostly
You can
not-
have a beef about or the talk about the Jordan and LeBron argument, and it won't end into like I'm never fucking talking to this person again. It won't get to that level, but you throw your religious belief versus somebody else's, or their fucking political versus somebody else's. Yo, you might kill somebody.
Yeah. Mostly politics
weird.
now. I don't think too many people
Yeah.
care really about religion anymore.
I hope so. I hope we stop caring so much about it. I don't care that people care about it, but we don't need to put so much of an emphasis on it.
People care when you advocate for it.
Yeah.
And then they just respond with like, everything's fucking, everything's magic, and they get into the new age shit, and you're like, you're fucking, what are you talking about? Crystals and shit? Get out of here.
It's all nonsense. I agree. Like, yeah, we talking about crystals. Like, get the fuck out of here. I agree. It's all nonsense. Dude.
I get into religious thing on like a philosophical basis, and because then you have to justify like what's the basis for truth as a concept
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah. People, like, that's the thing. Like, I associate as an atheist, but I'm not one of those ones that, like, hates on religion, because, in my opinion, religion built a moral compass for people.
Right.
It did. It really did. Like, the way I live my life, again, I don't believe in God, but I don't fucking rape. I don't steal. I teach my kids to respect people. You know,
Right.
I'm
all
a
the-
good person.
All the
You
right.
can be a good person. But I think those morals, that moral base of, you know, being faithful to your wife and building a family and showing the younger generation how to do the right
Right.
thing is the basis of religion. And over time, humans
Right.
fucked that up.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
For sure.
Yeah, you know, that's my thing. I think the whole Jesus and God thing is just fucking nonsense. Jesus was a real person, but come on, 2,000 years ago, I could have went there and be like, yeah, look at me, and look at the fuck I am. People were dumb; they're gonna believe anything. All right, we're ignorant to that part of religion, but I think there is good to religion. I think there are people that need it. Some
For
people
sure.
have nothing in their life, and this provides them with something, and some of it's fucking bullshit. But there are people
Well,
that
there's different levels to it. There's
Yeah.
different understandings
Yeah.
and levels. There's the literal,
Yeah.
and then there's the philosophical,
Yes.
and then there's the metaphorical,
Yeah.
and then there is, well, yeah, I guess metaphorical,
yeah.
because a lot of it's explaining like seasons and like farming cycles,
Yeah.
and the stars.
Yeah, there's a lot.
and
There's a lot of that.
astrology.
Yeah, and stuff
that's
that.
in there with the
Yeah.
stories, and then there's also the story.
Yeah,
And that gives you a moral guide within storytelling. And what I think happened with Christianity from the Old Bible to the New Testament is it gives you a personification of what the perfect human would be living in this world.
Yes, exactly. It was just trying to make the world a better place by
It gives you a guide.
yes, the moral compass. That's my takeaway from religion. That's what it has given people. It has shown people to not be fucking savages, and if it's your house, it's your house. Don't steal from people. Don't you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being a good
You
person.
need that basis, because
You
then
do.
if you're just
You
like,
do.
oh, well, everything's nature, then you're like, oh, well, I just go fuck her right there.
Yeah. Now we have to, as adults and as people, look at it and say, yeah, you know what? Priests, they did rape a bunch of kids. It's fucked up, and like
Well, right.
shit like that. Like we have to own that stuff, and
But that's also in, like, I don't know if it's in the Bible or anything, but they say the devil can quote scripture. So, like, it's just the evil in humans can be within the church.
Yeah.
Or it's just like within the individual person.
Yeah.
Can do still fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And then they could go, oh, well, God is good. And then they can go rape someone or kill someone.
I know.
To-
It's
You could still do that.
I know.
because
It's crazy. I mean, in the technical sense, anybody on their deathbed can say, you know what, I want to be
it's
forgiven
not
from,
following the guideline. If you're going against that, you're not following the guideline, I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like that's why I've always been. I'm not a religion basher. I'm not. Some religions are batshit crazy, sure, but I'm not a basher of religion because I think at the core of it, the philosophical principles of religion are for kindness and for love and peace and stuff like that. But there is a lot of fucking hate in religion, like lots.
That's when you get into
Lots.
like dogmatism and just like think when you only believe it like literally
Yeah.
of what
It's-
the words say, and then
yeah.
you're like, no, this is this, and
Yeah.
and then they twist it in their own mind,
Yeah.
and then they punch you about it or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. It's a weird slippery slope, and it's because it's ingrained in a lot of us. Like it's something you grow up with. It's like your favorite football team. Like you're fucking super serious about your
Yeah.
favorite football team because you've liked them since you were like 8.
But it also transmits culture through generations.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. It's cultural. It carries over.
Mm-hmm.
Like we as adults, we can say when kids are 10, 11, 12, or whatever age, you tell your kids, hey, by the way, Santa's not fucking real, and neither is the Easter Bunny or the Tooth Fairy. But
A lot of times,
know?
I think everything gets fucked up because we were taught a lot of things badly.
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you might have gotten an overall concept of something,
Yeah.
but whoever told you those things kind of just like blew over a whole bunch of important things.
Yeah. And you know what? You bring up a good
that
point.
could tie things
You
together
bring up a
for
good
you.
point because I think some of like the ignorance that people have are like, oh, I learned this how long ago? How can that be wrong? And once you admit, one, it was wrong, and two, like bad, like learning something bad isn't necessarily bad because you're learning like the wrong, like you learned the wrong thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. If you come to a realization that it was wrong,
then you've learned something out of it.
and,
Yes.
and you can go,
Yes.
okay, let me go find out the right way or the correct version
Yes.
of what I was taught.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It puts context into what you're trying to learn by learning the wrong
Yeah.
thing about it. You know what I'm saying?
a lot of people
Yeah.
were taught terribly.
Shitty. Yeah. Yeah.
And I had this conversation with people because I've been ranting about parenting a lot.
I know. And I see your posts and like I know where you're coming from because I understand what you're saying that the current way we teach our kids in school is fucking stupid anyway. Like the Common Core math.
Yeah, terrible.
I know what you mean.
It's retarded.
Back to my ignorance thing. Nobody's smart enough to say, "Hey, look, this isn't working. Can we go back to just like the way we normally did math?"
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but
so some schools now are having the option to not have to follow Common Core.
Right.
So like my daughter, this last year that she was in 6th grade and carrying over into this year, they're not using Common Core.
Right. But it's not just about like learning math or something.
Yeah.
I'm saying just in general parenting, the way that we were raised, a lot of people, our parents were just not great parents. And that doesn't mean that they're bad people. That doesn't mean they're fucking doomed or anything. But just the way that we were raised was not necessarily the best. And if you justify that and call the way that you were raised good only because of the reason that you survived,
Yeah.
and you justify it like that, then you pass on the trauma by doing the same shit to your children and saying, it's fine because that happened to me as a kid, and I'm alive, and I turned out fine. Or did you really turn out fine? Are you the perfect being now? No, I doubt it. So you can't call the bad things that have happened to you good and then justify doing that same thing to your children, because you could have gotten raped and be like, well, I learned a lot from being raped. And then in turn, then you rape a child and be like, it's fine, I survived it. That's the thinking that, not to that, that's an extreme
I was just
example.
gonna say it's a very extreme,
But
like
it's the same
really
thing. It
far
could be you do that, but I'm doing that to prove a point. It could be something as simple as hitting your kid. Fucking, it could be mild abuse.
Yeah.
And you justify it by doing it to your kid with the justification that it happened to you and you learned from that.
Yeah, but I think the argument that a lot of people are making is that you're instantly turning it into a negative, because like the majority of people, and by the mean majority of people, everybody goes to fucking school. And I would say the majority of human beings are decent human beings.
I don't think they're too decent. But
I think so.
But my argument to that is school is a recent, or the modern schooling is a recent invention.
Yeah, and we've also gotten smarter since then.
We haven't. No, we haven't.
So,
I don't think we have
well, I
at
mean,
all.
Technology is advanced as information and as we learn, because that's how learning works. Like if you're not actively pursuing to learn things, you're not going to learn. So if you're not actively learning and progressing, you're not going
I think
to progress.
98% of people are not actively learning anything ever.
I don't know. The school, our country does school weird. I totally agree with you there. But I think we need schools. I think if we homeschooled all of our kids, the majority of this country would be antisocial. They wouldn't want to hang out with anybody anyway, because all they'd be doing is being at home with their family. And that would just create
That's the way
this,
things used to be, kind of. But you had
but
social
that goes
structures
against your
of...
just argument of like, well, that's the way it used to be, so let's do it like that.
No,
I
I'm not
think
saying
people
let's
made,
do it like that. I'm saying that was how things were for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Like people act like there's no other option.
No, but going backwards doesn't make any sense.
But it's
1,000
not
years ago,
backwards.
people thought the sun went into the ground.
It
Like,
does
we were
go
done-
into the ground, though.
It doesn't.
You see it go into the
No,
ground.
It rotates the fuck out. See, get the fuck out of here.
I'm saying people act like there's no other option, but just doing something that is opposed to that doesn't mean going backwards, because if the other way was better...
Well, I think the new option is like charter schools, and I think those are cool because those are catered more to what the kids are going to do in the future. Like if you're a kid who's going to school, like I'll an example. Like I have 5 kids at my school or at my job this last year that all went to charter schools, and all 5 of them are going to colleges like Temple, Penn State main campus.
I'd say don't
fucking
go.
Boston College. Like,
Save your money.
These kids are going to fucking big schools. So these charter schools are giving these kids other options. I would say vocational schools or Votech are other options. I think that's where you ended up figuring out what you want to do with your life. So I think without that, you wouldn't have what you have now, and you wouldn't have it. So I feel like for the vast majority of people, if school's used right, again, it all goes back to the parents.
Right.
It really does. Like
That-
my parents didn't put an emphasis
This
on
was-
school.
this was
and
my
they
whole
didn't push
point.
me to go to school. So because of that, now I make sure my kids get good grades, and I will help them study if I have to.
Right.
And I push my kids to make honor roll, and I push them to learn and to grasp the information they learn.
Right.
And not only that, but how to learn information. Like you're
For
not just
sure.
going to read it to read it. You're going to read it so you can understand what the fuck you read, and then interpret it and remember it. Like that's the whole
Right.
point.
This
We've lost that touch with how to teach and how to
for
absorb
sure.
information.
And this is kind of my was my entire kind of point, is having a child, and then the way people are acting now by having to assist in having to teach their children,
Yeah.
or it be
That's
more
why I
involved
never
in some
commented.
way.
I know what you mean. Don't bitch about
Is
not having to teach your kids.
You're
like
having a
teachers-
child
Yeah,
makes
you're
you
responsible.
responsible
Yes.
for having to teach them.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck about anything you say after that. If you delegate your responsibility off to somebody else, then you're kind of just still responsible for the outcome because you let that go. But it's your responsibility to teach them.
But it's not even delegating because teachers are responsible for teaching our children.
You are delegating.
However, right now, it's not their responsibility. Part of it is on you. And it's the parents that are bitching about it.
And they're like, well, I'm not getting paid for that. I'm like, yeah, it's your kid. You teach them.
What?
You're not supposed to get paid for it?
That's why I never commented because I understand that aspect of where you're coming from. And people just attack you because you don't have kids.
And that's retarded.
Yeah, like you can't he can't have an opinion because he didn't have kids. He can look at it and
if
say,
I don't
look, it's
own a
just
car
stupid.
and I can fix your car, you're gonna let me fix your car.
Yeah, I know. That's why I never commented because I understand where you're coming from. I know what you mean. You're not saying get rid of every single school, every parent, homeschool. You know how many stupid people there are? You know how many stupid kids there would be? No, we need schools. But right now you need to teach your kids and don't bitch about not getting paid for it. Don't say, oh, I'm still paying taxes on it. Yes, you are. But guess what?
Yeah,
it's still
I pay
your
the
fucking
taxes too.
He sure does. You live in this country, you pay to educate our future. That's what we do.
The reason why I say a lot of things is not for those people who fucking try to attack me about shit like that. It's for the people who are smart enough, but they might not have like the confidence, or they might have just never thought about it the way that I say it.
Here's a great way to look at it, people, okay? From his point of view. Imagine you're paying for college, all right? And your college education sucks. And then you realize, oh, wait, I'm not going to college. I'm paying for some other kid to go to college that I don't even have. That's the situation you're in because you're paying taxes.
I paid for Maddie, y'all kids.
You pay for kids to go to school, and you're not happy with the way they're being educated. You have a right to that opinion because you pay for that service for those kids.
I don't use that justification, though, because I have the right to my opinion regardless.
You do, but you have skin in the fucking game.
Yeah.
And that's how people need to look at it. So, yeah, you don't have kids, but guess what? Your taxes go to Uncle Sam.
They go to the same place.
They go to the same fucking place. You're damn right. Damn right. So your opinion on that is always valid. You're always allowed to have the opinion. Whether you disagree with it or agree with it, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, that's why they're opinions. You're allowed to have them. So I never commented on it because you're allowed to have it. And I knew exactly where you were going. I knew it. You didn't type it that way sometimes, but people were saying stupid shit. So yeah, you're gonna get defensive.
I don't
blame
brash.
you. Of course. Because when if you're gonna come at somebody, don't make it a what aboutism is the stupidest fucking argument ever. Well, you don't have kids. You're not allowed. Like no, don't. It's
not valid.
It's not. It's not at all.
No.
It's like you're allowed to comment on marriages and people being married when you're not married. What?
Right.
You know, it's dumb. It's a bad argument. It's a bad argument. It really is. It is. I never even stepped in because I knew exactly what you meant. I get it.
That's why I tell people to read on.
Don't have kids and don't have kids and not feel like you're gonna have to sacrifice.
Have to be responsible
yes.
for them.
It's a sacrifice. It's part about
they're yours.
They're your kids. Like if school was open, they'd be there. But guess what? It's not right now.
Yeah.
So guess what? Help them read.
Bad.
Help them do their shit.
They're still yours.
And like to be honest, like the way they set up my kids, it's pretty great. They have a couple of Zooms on certain days. Wednesday, they're pretty much in class all day online. They get assignments to do throughout the week. We have to check them, and this I don't mind it. I know, like, and they're actually learning. I'm cool with it for now. It's not that hard. Just help your kids out.
Yeah.
The fuck? You know how many projects I stayed up till 11, 12 o'clock at night helping these fucking kids do?
Yeah. Boo-hoo. They're your kids.
Yeah, you know what's great, though? Your kid will come home a couple days later and say, hey, I got an A on my fucking project. And you feel pretty good as a parent knowing you helped your kid do really good in their project.
Yeah. Teach them things.
Yeah. I'll always remember I taught Eric. When he was younger, he did a project on Georgia. And he was like, I'm going to do this, 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 and this. And he had all these ideas. And I'm like, bro, you got to sketch
And you said, yo, you got to watch the Ray Charles movie.
Great. No, but I was like, you gotta do a rough draft. Like you can't just go in there blind. So let's draw it out. Let's plan it out. Let's put it on a piece of paper. Look at it and say, all right, that's what I want to do, and then do it. He did that one time for a project, and then every project after, he's always done that.
Right.
And he's done kids fucking honor roll, and you know what I mean? Like it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's how you teach your kids. It's how they absorb information. Teach them common sense. You know, teach them.
Especially nowadays, because like schools, especially teachers and everything now, they're like foaming at the mouth for a kid who's like interested in anything or shows some sort of incentive. Like, you give them a couple of them, they're like, yes, please. Oh, my God. There's someone who pays attention. And then you just pass. You'll get straight A's, not trying very hard at all, because nobody else is doing shit.
Yeah. That's why you push your kids so they have to go into
It's a low standard today is what I'm saying.
AP. Aubrey, she takes
All in
AP
Park?
classes. That's right. No, advanced placement. Teach your kids to be to work harder and to absorb the information better. Because once you teach them how to do that, learning something becomes easier. Like once you learn how to absorb information, learning is super simple. I don't know how many things I've learned in my life that I still remember, still know how to do. Like,
bro, I never took notes really, ever.
No.
I just paid attention in class, and then I passed.
Me too. I'm not a note taker.
I'm very auditory. Why is Kane calling me? I can't answer right now, sir.
You should be watching anyway, bro.
Yeah, what are you doing?
We've been ranting for an hour. It's a good show tonight.
Yeah.
We'll end it on that note. Anyway, find us on iTunes, Podbean, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, JDate, FarmersOnly.com, Tinder, Grindr, Stitcher. Craigslist.
What he said. Craigslist.
All right, see you next
We'll
week.
be back.
Go Packers.
Don't go.